Today, we're going to be talking about why you need to stop using your kids as an excuse. Now, this topic is something that I talk about a lot on social media. And honestly, it's a very passionate topic that I have. Now, I'm here to help you shift your mindset. If I was just here as a coach to tell you guys, like, you're right, it's okay, feel sorry for yourself, you're doing all the right stuff, and I just gave you positive reinforcement, like, I wouldn't be doing my job as a coach. I would just be telling you what you want to hear. But honestly, I'm here to challenge you a little bit. I'm here to help you step out of your comfort zone. I'm here to make you feel honestly motivated and enthused and inspired. That is my goal. Now, today's topic is going to be about how you need to stop using your kids as an excuse, but a lot of the byproduct value that you will receive today is understanding why you do need to be your number one. So if it doesn't directly apply to you, meaning that maybe right now you don't have kids, it doesn't mean that it doesn't apply to you in one way, shape, or form. Because I want everybody to hear me very, very clearly right now. I want you guys all to win. I want each and every one of you to win in every area of your life. This isn't just about I want you to lose the weight. I want you to get a promotion at work. I want you to freaking destroy all the bad habits that you have. I want you guys to feel so empowered with who you are and what you are doing in your life that you feel like you can take on the fucking world. Like, I want you guys to feel that way because it is powerful and it is doable because that's how I feel. And trust me, today was a very hard day for me. I woke up and I felt that depression sneaking in, right? And I took my kids to daycare and all I want to do was hop back in bed and just lay there and give myself a pass. But I always like to experiment. I always like to test theories. And I told myself, if I can push myself and just do the things that I need to do today, let's see how it turns out. And I did. I got my ass up out of bed. I jumped in my ice barrel, just started moving. I took my pre-workout and I did a workout in my gym in the garage. And honestly, feelings aren't just feelings. They manifest physically. Because when we're sad, we manifest it physically. We're slouching down. We're laying in bed. Our energy levels are low. We're not being loud. Like, sadness does manifest physically, but like, so does joy. You're jumping around. You're hyper. You're happy. You're being a little bit louder than normal. You have to manifest joy sometimes. I want you guys to win in every area of your life. And if you guys don't know that by now, I feel like it's become very freaking obvious that this isn't just about the physical. It's about the mental. It's about changing your freaking trajectory of your life of where you are going. Because that's what's possible. That's what's possible. I don't want you guys to be complacent. I don't want you guys to accept mediocrity. I don't want you guys to accept life as, oh, it is what it is. Like, we don't live that way. We don't accept that. That's just not the reality. And when we can shift our mindset, when we can actually realize that being uncomfortable and doing a little bit more, not just for you, but for your kids, for your future, for your life, like, the byproduct of that is success. We don't have to aim at something that we want to do. We just have to do the things that will help us get there. Today, we are going to be talking about why you need to stop using your kids as an excuse. Finding your reason to create the best life for yourself and your kids. Now, we all have dreams. We all have ambitions. We all have these things that we want to accomplish. And maybe we've let them go to the wayside because now we feel like we are in a different season of our lives. Now we feel like we cannot or do not have the time or the resources, or we just have to put our stuff on the back burner. Now, today's conversation might trigger you, but it's the truth that you need to hear. And honestly, anything that triggers you, there's something there. It bothered you for a reason. You have to dissect it. You have to pay attention. You have to realize, why is this bringing up emotions for me? Is it true for me? Because if it's not, then it's not going to make you feel any type of way, right? I hear things like this all the time. It's just not realistic for me. I have too many bills and responsibilities. I need to provide for my family. I have to make sure that my kids have everything they want. I don't have the time because I have to work 2 jobs because I have to make sure that all the bills are taken care of and my kids are okay. Now, I'm not saying that you're wrong. In fact, you're not. You do need to provide for your family. No one is telling you to stop doing that. But these reasons are just excuses that keep you stuck. Because you have to understand that the mentality that you keep The mentality that you tell yourself, that the reasons why you need to go after everything that you want is because you are directly teaching your kids exactly what type of human being to be. Most things in life are caught, not taught. You can teach them stuff, you can talk to them, but if they see you doing different than what you're preaching, they're not going to learn from that. They catch the good habits from you as well as the bad. The greatest burden a child must bear is the unlived life of its parents. Carl Jung said that. Let's think about that. So what is the greatest burden a child must bear? Because I know that when I am in my 50s or 60s or 70s, and my child asks me, like, Dad, did you do everything you wanted to do in your life? I'm not going to sit there and tell them, well, I wanted to, but because of you, I didn't. And how is it that we are telling ourselves that right now? Because if you think that putting stuff off for a couple of years or 4 years or 5 years is the solution, it's not. You just need to use your time differently. You need to categorize and prioritize differently. Because a child should not be a burden on your unlimited potential. Now, the real reason that you are not pursuing your goals is because of your own fear. But we use our children as an excuse because it's an easy one. Because no one will question you. Because it makes sense. Because we've seen our parents do it. Because we see everybody in the world do it. But it's not about your family. It's an easy out for your ego. It's an easy reason for you not to do it. Maybe you are afraid of failure, rejection, disappointment, judgment, embarrassment. And honestly, sometimes it's even success, because we all know that new levels bring new devils. There's going to be more challenges. We know this. We've experienced this. Everybody here knows what it's like to start working on themselves. And then, of course, what happens? There's a roadblock, an obstacle. But it's just that. It's something to overcome. You can pay the bills and fulfill your life's calling. It doesn't have to be one or the other. Your actions, the things that you do on a daily basis, have to have a bigger impact. You need to step up and go all out to become the person that you want, so you feel engaged and full in life, because your kids are watching. They see exactly how you live. They see exactly how you treat yourself. They see what you do. And they will learn from that. Sometimes without even knowing. Who you need to become is inspirational. And your kids need to see that. Not someone who blames them for being stuck. Not someone who doesn't do what they said they're going to do. You need to be the hero of your kids' story as well as yours. Sacrifice now to become who your kids need, who can give you and your kids an amazing life. Let's think about that. Sacrifice now, right? Now you might think, well, sacrifice now means sacrifice my dreams, sacrifice time for me, sacrifice sleep, sacrifice my goals to be able to give my kids what they want and need. But no, that's the wrong mentality. You need to sacrifice the 2 hours of Netflix that you spend watching pointless TV. You need to sacrifice the sleeping in on Saturday mornings. You need to sacrifice the late night binge drinking and the endless scrolling on TikTok and the limiting self-beliefs and the negative self-talk. We get to choose what we sacrifice. Are we going to sacrifice our dreams, our ambitions, our goals, or are we going to sacrifice the time of relaxation that we so tell ourselves that we need? Because when you start doing the right things, when you start actually prioritizing your life properly, and you're eating the right foods, your kids learn, and you go to the gym and maybe you bring them with you, or you have a garage gym and they watch you work out and they want to do the same things that you do, your kids pick up on that. But when you sacrifice yourself, they see the misery inside of you, whether you know it or not. Now, we all know what it's like to come home from a long day at work and sit in your car in the driveway for 20 minutes before going inside. Why do we do that? Why do we do that? Is it to decompress? Is it to tell ourselves that, well, this is life? I want you guys to be so freaking happy to go inside because you get to feel full of your life, because you are living life on your terms. You are making sure you don't feel empty. All your actions have to have a bigger impact. You have to understand that going to the gym and working out isn't just about getting in shape. It's about literally being on this planet for a longer time. You have to understand that meal prepping and eating the right foods isn't just about you being healthy. It's about you making sure that your kids don't develop obesity issues, that they don't pass those on to their kids, your grandchildren. And again, whether you have kids right now or not, this still applies to you. Because if you have been attracting the wrong type of partners your entire life, and you have failed relationship after failed relationship, ask yourself why. Is it because you don't have boundaries? Is it because you attract who you are? Is it because you ignore the red flags because you've tolerated way too much in your life? If you want to eventually build a family for yourself, if you want to eventually build something that is not only sustainable, but beautiful and amazing and can help you grow as an individual, it starts now. It starts with you treating yourself the way that you want your partner to treat you one day. By having standards for yourself. By working on yourself so diligently that you will attract the right partner and one day you can build a family if that's what you want. One of the most subtle forms of child neglect is a parent who doesn't chase their dreams and potential. Ed Milet said that. Ed Milet had a conversation on the Impact Theory podcast. And he talked about the fact that neglecting yourself is a form of child neglect. Because think about the unlimited potential that you have inside of you that is untapped, that you will never get to, that you will never be able to expose your children to. Like, think about that. Think about the person that you can become, the successful business that you can have, the amazing habits and the amazing body and the amazing mindset that you can develop into yourself that then you can pass on to your kids. Because it is child neglect if we don't do that, because you are limiting what they can do in life because you are limiting your potential. And when we tell ourselves that, well, it's because of my kids, or it's because I'm trying to do this or that for them, or it's because, I just don't have the time, like, that is bullshit. The things that you can teach your kids are honestly going to be more impactful if they can see you doing them than you just talking about them. You can talk till you're blue in the face about getting good grades and making the right decisions, but how the hell are they supposed to do that if they see you stuffing your face with McDonald's at the drive-thru instead of actually making a home-cooked meal? If you tuck them into bed at night, but yet you stay up to 2 a.m. on your phone. If you say you're going to go to the gym, but yet you avoid it because you're just not feeling it. If you keep avoiding making that business decision or that, honestly, self-awareness decision of understanding where you're at and what you need to change. Because if you don't chase your dreams and your potential, you are limiting their growth. Because they are a direct reflection of who you are. The subtle neglect of an unfulfilled life. When we do not take care of ourselves, you are instilling the idea in your kids that it is okay to settle. Because they're watching you. They pick up on the things that you do. Almost everything in life is caught, not taught. They're going to catch the good habits from you. They're going to catch the way that you treat other people in this life, the way that you treat yourself. They're going to catch the bad habits as well. Your eating tendencies. The way that you treat not just yourself, but the people around you and them. So you are neglecting that child when you are not pursuing your potential, your bliss, or your dreams in life. And we are human. And what does that mean? It means that if you keep putting off the things that you want, and you keep saying that your family or your kids, that they are the reason why you don't do it. We are human. Before you know it, you are going to resent them. And resent is one of the most useless things that you can have because it helps no one. And you are placing blame in areas of your life that you decided to put there. If you resent your kids or your family because you tell yourself that you weren't able to achieve your dreams, it was your decision in the first place. And who says you can't have it all? Who says that you can't build a family while building a business and building yourself and working on your life and everything that you want in your life? Nobody. We've just been told, we've been sold this story, this lie, that you can only have certain things in life. that you have to sacrifice your dreams and your goals and whatever you want from life because, oh, well, kids come first. If you think back to the way that you were raised, the things that you saw your parents do, you can very much easily identify in what areas of your life you have carried their trauma, their bad habits, their ways of thinking, their limited mindset. And I'm not saying that you need to be angry about them. I'm saying you need to understand that it is real. But if we can identify it, if we can realize that, like, hey, this is something that's happening, like, then we can do something about it. We can change the future for our kids, our future family. Because if you are self-aware, if you pay attention to the fact that the things that you are carrying in your life that don't serve you come from somewhere, then you can be more mindful and make sure that you don't pass those things on to your kids. Now, what should you start doing? What can you do to start changing the trajectory of not just your life, but the life of your kids, the life of your family? Bring your kids to the gym. Have a little home gym if you don't have a gym that you can take them to. Show them how you work out and explain why it's important to take care of your body. Have them help you with meal prep. Teach them about healthy eating and involve them in making the meals. Instead of them playing on their freaking PlayStations or Xboxes or whatever, have them be a part of the family unit. It should be a unit. And have them help you make these meals. They will become less picky eaters. And by the way, people become picky eaters because they're not exposed to things in the right way, to be honest with you, in my opinion. Now, is there other reasons why people are picky eaters? Yeah, sure. But honestly, I think it comes from being exposed to foods in a different way. Only being used to one type of food, only one type of meals. Expose them to more. Take them on your runs or your walks with you. Use this time to talk and bond while setting the example. Your daily walk, you can do it after dinner with the entire family. It doesn't have to be a singular thing. And then sit down with your kids once a week and actually set personal and family goals. Celebrate every single small win together because they are wins for you guys. It's not just about the individual. And when you do this, when you start teaching them that it's important to celebrate wins, that it's important to be mindful of what you do, that it's important to be a good human being, that it's important to have goals and aspirations, like, these are the things that we want our kids to grow and develop on their own, but yet we don't start instilling it in them. We think that the school system will do it for them. We think that one day they're going to learn it on their own. Like, it doesn't work that way. It comes from home. It starts at the home. And if one day you want to have that as a family, guess what? You better freaking develop yourself to a point where you are ready to teach that to your kids. You are ready to find that right partner. You are ready to start your family the right way. Because if you are not there right now, you can't just expect somebody to magically show up and just woo you and make you a better person. Start by you being the best person you can be, the best version of yourself to attract the right partner. And this mindset goes beyond just your fitness and health. It applies to everything that you want to achieve in life. Whether it's finishing a degree, starting the business you've dreamed of, or any other goal, your kids are not holding you back. You are holding yourself back. And when you admit that, when you tell yourself the truth, you become self-aware. And what do we say about self-awareness? Well, information without implementation is just noise. This isn't just about getting into better shape. This is about changing your entire life. You have to understand the value of every single thing you do. Today, I didn't want to get up out of bed. I was feeling that depression sneaking in, and I crawled back in bed and I laid there for 5 minutes. And I told myself, what would I do if I was someone that I was in charge of taking care of? What would I tell that person? And I did that. And without thinking, I just got out of bed and I jumped in my ice barrel and I went to the gym and I took my pre-workout and I did my workout. And like I said, feelings manifest physically. And if you're working out and lifting your arms and running and walking and doing all these physical things, guess what? That depression cannot manifest the same way. It just can't. That sadness isn't going to show up because you're not slouching. You're not laying in bed. You are actively fighting it. There's going to be times when I'm going to tell you to lean into your feelings and process them. But there's also times when I'm going to tell you, like, you need to attack it. And sometimes there's different ways of doing that. Sometimes there's different ways of understanding that, like, you don't have to just give into the feeling that you're feeling. You don't have to just go through those feelings. Sometimes you have to attack it. Don't hold yourself back. Your kids deserve to see you strive for greatness. Your kids deserve for you to be their hero. And if you don't have a family right now, like, guess what? Your future kids deserve that. But they deserve to see what is possible beyond just the routine, beyond the normal, beyond the mediocre. Like, if we didn't get what we wanted from our life, from our parents, that's no reason for us to not be able to give that to our kids. Be the change in the lineage that actually starts changing the way that you operate as a family. Show them what it means to chase dreams, overcome fears, and live life to the fullest. I want all of you to remember that. You are in charge of your destiny. And I promise you, if you work deliberately on changing not just the outcome of your day, but of your life, their life will become exponentially better as a byproduct. Because like I said, if you don't and you give in and you tell yourself that the reason why you can't do what you want to do right now is because of your kids or your family, and it might not even be your specific kids. It might be your mom or dad. It might be your niece and nephews. It might be just someone in your life that right now you're saying, I can't take care of myself because I have to be there for other people. Like, no. You are emptying yourself. You are emptying your soul. And then we wonder why we don't feel full. It's because we give so much, but we don't fill up. So do everything you can to actively fill up and create the best life for yourself, because then you will not only attract the right type of partner, which will lead to the right type of family, but you will be able to be the direct example for your kids, to have that role model of what it means to actually go after everything in life. Like, I don't believe in mediocrity because that's something you believe in, because if you accept it, it's going to manifest. There's a Malcolm X quote that I like, and he says, we tolerate what we don't hate. And basically what it means to me is that if you don't hate the life that you have and you're okay with it and it's just how it is and it's not that bad, and you don't have a knife that's twisting your back telling you that you need to change, like, you're going to tolerate it. It's going to become your norm. And sometimes you have to hate where you are at. Now remember, this program isn't about anger. It's not about frustration or even hate. It's about loving yourself so much. Loving yourself so much that you are willing to fight for the life that you want for yourself. Thank you for your time.